This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 802. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Rob. Hey, Rob.
Who's muted?
He's muted.
Because he didn't expect you to call in first.
I know.
Hi.
Chris, I'm trying to defy expectations.
Okay, that's a problem though when some of us mute between our statements and might not be prepared to immediately. Like if he's playing Dragon Quest or something on the side while he's waiting to be called on.
So, Rob, what do you think about Dragon Warrior 4?
I love Dragon Warrior 4. It is one of my all-time favorites.
It's a great game.
It is.
So,
But yeah,
Diecast,
sorry I was muted, but I was looking at this Gundam model I was putting together is missing a polycap, which is kind of a problem because now it's
I
not
hate
going to
what
have a foot.
happens. Diecast.
Hey, everybody.
Don.
You know,
He's married. Oh, he waves now at the camera if you're watching video where you can see his wedding ring.
Showing off that ring. Sorry, ladies, he's taken.
well, it's just my silicone that I wear at work.
Silicone.
It's his everyday ring, not his special occasions
It'd
ring.
be awesome if you had a silicone ring, though.
It's a computer.
I'm a computer.
It's a special ring. There are none other like it.
That's true. You know, I just realized my wedding ring is not on right now, and I have no idea what I did with it. And Matt, who doesn't have a wedding ring,
Nope.
he does not.
Soon, though.
Yeah, soon. So a lot of stuff to talk about that's not news. We'll get to it first. I'm going to mention Elf on a Shelf Former. So we're going all in on Elf on a Shelf Former this year. I want it to be the biggest and best one we've ever done. So if you follow us on Twitter, I've even changed our name for the time being to RFC #Elf on a Shelf Former. So we're going to be sharing more photos, more links, more everything to try to, spread as much love and cheer and joy to kids across the world. So one thing that I guess that means is we're going to be mentioning it, just like always on a regular basis through the show. We're going to start off each show, and as we go on, we'll probably be more involved because it's early on in the year or in the season. So I'm not going to do the hard pitch, but I'm going to get to the hard pitch. So, and John just put something in the chat, and I think that's awesome that I can't share. So, our internal chat, sorry guys. So, but if you buy something and you put it in the Dropbox when that time happens, take a photo, #Elf on a Shelf Warmer, we'll retweet it. If you find a great deal, tag us, we'll retweet it. We just want to clear the toy aisles of shelf warming toys or the warehouses and fulfillment centers of shelf warming toys and, get toys out there to kids. So love it. It's my favorite thing that we do all year. So, just keep an eye out for that. So, do we want to talk about TFCon or the Hasbro panel first?
Well, why don't we do the Hasbro panel since we talked about TFCon before and during pre-show. We'll give Matt and Diecast a chance to reload themselves.
So, Thursday, 3:00, there was a Hasbro media roundtable that they do on occasion. I was there, Benny, Jeremy from Transmissions, and from TFU Info, several folks, basically asking Hasbro questions. This is different this year, or this time. They actually had to submit the questions in advance, which had basically a net effect of nothing because everybody wanted to know the same things for the most part. And we were more or less limited to Studio Series and Legacy. There's other couple things else that was mentioned, and the conversation drifts. The thing that everybody wanted to talk about, and when we put it out there on Twitter, we let people submit questions. 90% of the questions, 70% of the questions about the yellowing plastic. Hasbro is well aware of it. I think Hasbro would love for this problem to go away. And they said, if you're having an issue, please contact Hasbro's customer care. And that was pretty much where it was left. So,
Which means it's not going away anytime soon.
well, what they said, what I think it was Evan who said this, he's like, the plastic that we're using in this case hasn't changed since the 1980s. So nobody understands why this is happening. They admit that it's happening, but nobody has any clue at all. Period. So the overall type of plastic, like there was more ABS and stuff in the past than we typically use now. But the vinyl, the unpaintable vinyl, nylon, pardon me, has been. I'm thinking about vinyl plank flooring. Sorry, the unpaintable. We're thinking about doing flooring in the basement. The unpaintable nylon has been used for 40 years. So I have no idea, but they're chemistry is chemistry. So
Get ready for your yellow Star Sabers.
God, I hope not. They mentioned those shipping soon. We knew it was happening, but they did say they were going out soon. They didn't indicate when.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my question, basically, I just said, scrap heap or scrap hook. Scrap hook. Confusing two toys. So just said, hey, people love scrap hook. We love the look of the toy. Most importantly, as far as generations goes, we love that it's a new character. Will we see any new characters again in the future? And can you guess the answer?
Anything's
Yes.
possible.
Anything's possible. It was a little more than that. They want to introduce new characters, but they're also constrained.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like the people who are doing this, they're literally artists. They have their own creativity. They want to exercise that wherever they can. Doesn't mean they're going to get the opportunity to whenever they damn well feel like it, unfortunately.
Exactly.
They're not making all the decisions.
No, they're not. A lot of interesting questions. So, wasn't Mark? It might have been Evan again. But they were talking about how now basically every single tooling has an alternate head. And that's been the case for a while.
Yeah.
And we never see them sometimes or even know about them. The thing that I loved more than anything that I learned on this call was that the Titans Return Sea Spray, Power of the Primes, Titans Return.
Titans Return, because it has the little space in it for a Titan Master.
Yeah. Titans Return, the alternate head was a merman from Sea Change.
That's great.
That is great.
I mean, like, all at once, what else are they going to put on a Sea Spray as an alternate? At the same time, though, like, where did anyone think they were ever going to find a way to release that?
Exactly, but it's in there. Chris, you'd have enjoyed some of the conversation about the toolings and how they work and how they try to maximize space and utilize space in them.
Right.
I don't know that anybody recorded it. There might not have been any new information, but it was new information to me about like some terminology and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going through, and Benny, BWTF _ Ben on Twitter, and BWTF.com, and at TFU_info on Twitter, and of course TFU.info. They both did a great job when it came to, and other people did too, Allspark, but Ben, those were the two that I primarily interacted with during this. They did a great job sort of recapping. So I'm looking at Ben's stuff right now to see if there's anything that I missed. Going through this, I am not going to go through the effort of, typing like a madman to get a question out, possibly miss something else for 3 retweets. So, but I did add color throughout. So that was I felt that was my job during this. There wasn't any the big thing. Pardon me. The big thing was Ben saying that was Ben on the design team at one point. He was a designer before, right?
Montano?
No, Ben begins with an M.
Current Ben. I think he's always been marketing.
Okay, I thought Ben was
like his previous position, as far as I remember, was with Magic the Gathering, and then he went to Transformers.
Okay,
but he's been
he's basically in what Ben Montano's old role, basically, though, isn't he? More or less.
No, because I think Ben Montano was like
the brand manager.
Brand management, yeah.
God,
I don't know that we've had like a lot of direct interaction with brand marketing for Transformers before the current era. Certainly not in as prominent a role as Ben has taken with all the live streams.
Yeah, Ben does a great job, but Ben, but Ben had stated something, and it wasn't something out, earth shattering. I think he said that we would be very happy watching the 10/27 stream, which is tomorrow. So
What time is that?
five
being-
Eastern.
5 Eastern.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was kind of expecting.
That's just a marketing tease.
Well,
Yeah, but like also he doesn't want people to be pissed off. So he doesn't want to disappoint. And he did say specifically to Transformer fans would be very happy with what was going on.
No, should be very happy.
Well, yeah, you can't.
He's
say that.
obviously never met a Transformers fan.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if he said should instead of would or will, he has met Transformers fans. Yes.
yeah.
He has, yeah.
Plus, there's no telling what they're going to drop, out of the blue for pre-orders as well. So
Yeah.
The other thing I remember is recently, Mark on Instagram, when he was talking about Needle Nose, said that there might be more to that mold that be revealed on a live stream in the near future.
Cool. That's so I do.
Yeah.
So they are going through and the 6th Dinobot for the core class combiner. They said they're drawing from existing fiction for that. It's not paddles. And
No, it'll be
Cinder Sword?
Scar.
Scar.
With
I don't
K,
remember. I don't.
I think. I think that was introduced in IDW.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And it was a very small part. Basically, he was killed off before, they ever made it to Earth.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't specifically indicate what it was, but he said they were drawing from existing fiction. So
We
Well, I
We
think
have-
they had this. Sorry.
no, go ahead with yours.
Oh, pretty sure they have the name Scorn from the movie side of things, don't they?
they do.
Well, we
Yeah.
have core class Scar on the release list for next year,
Ah, okay.
and that fits, what we've got going here. Prior to that, we thought it was going to be something like an update of the Generation Selects Micromaster cassette guys redos. There's going to be, Power Master Scar in a new format, probably, the reuse of like Frenzy or something, but it's most likely the Dinobot now.
So the funny thing is, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when fans were trying to figure out what was Hasbro doing, what are they thinking, mostly we were college kids. You had some people who were older, like there was
Phil.
not Phil. Specifically thinking like that guy Weaseltron who was on Alt Toys Transformers. He was
How
like
old was he?
he was a middle-aged college professor.
Oh, okay. There was somebody else I knew on ATT around that time too, who
Yeah.
was like in his 40s, who had tried to be like a writer for kids shows at one point or
Yeah.
another. And
But
yeah,
but where I was going was now you have people who are business professionals who in their careers are in the same kind of roles that people at Hasbro are in.
hmm
And they have similar backgrounds and experience. So it's easier for us to infer and extrapolate and explain why Hasbro is doing, what they're doing.
Yeah.
So like whenever they answer a question, it's typically 99% of the time just things that we've already, figured out ourselves because we
Yeah.
have resources and experience and things. So these are fun, but the challenge is it's just people wanting to know the same thing and then not willing to answer them. But
Yeah.
it's always fun trying to tease information out of them, and it's always fun to talk to Mark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in one sense, like I understand why they pick the people they pick to do these things because it's established people in the fandom who have their followings, like gets the attention on it. I wish there was younger people in the fandom who were in those positions to be called on for this, who would personally get more out of this and possibly have like different directions to come at this from.
I honestly agree with that, and I'm not
Yeah.
taking anything away from Evan. But the thing about talking to Evan, talking to Evan's more like just talking to one of you guys.
Mhm.
He really is. He's a nerd. I mean, Mark's a nerd too, but he's I'm a nerd. We're nerds. Like he's one of us, and he's been part of the fandom, in and out of whatever for years. But Mark kind of bucks the mold a little bit. He just he brings
He's
an interesting
special.
perspective. He's
He's
special.
unique.
He's unique. So, anything that you guys want to know that they might. I'm pouring through this, and there's not a whole lot that we learned from this. I always love having a side conversation with Ant during this about questions that people are asking. We're like, why are you asking this? Yeah, we already know this.
Did anyone ask about my BotBots basketball?
That was not on the table, but Mark would have thought that was awesome. Yeah. So,
See, that's the thing where like I really regret the absence of something like a BotCon where these people are just actually there and you're talking to them face to face, and like it might be structured a little bit, but they have more room to go off script or whatever. Like you can get things in like BotBots basketball that you can't really do in this format. Like just having access to them directly for a weekend is kind of an irreplaceable thing.
Jared in our YouTube chat, and I love people in our YouTube chat. I still look at it. But we're in our Discord all the time, tfradio.net/Discord. And Jared, of course, is in the Discord. But Jared was like, did you record your reactions? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I would never be allowed back on if I recorded my reactions to stuff. So I cannot. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Hypershout is asking, they did basically confirm Dino King, right?
Yes, without saying it. They're
Okay.
like, basically, you guys figured it out. Is what? Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, they know we're smart and that there's not really that much to figure out there. So I think they can kind of just like, yeah.
To be honest, though, it kind of feels like a leap that they're willing to say that much compared to the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when,
Yeah.
like when John was like over that team, he would never. He would just talk his way around it.
Yeah,
But
I
John
mean,
was so smart. He
John is very smart.
Never ever slipped up. He was
no,
that
he's a
was
pro.
He was really, really good at dealing with us.
He was
Yeah.
really good at dealing with this 5 years ago. Now Hasbro is much more permissive on what they're letting get out there.
Yeah, and I mean, part of that, we referenced Ben Montano earlier, who I think left his position with Hasbro in the last year or so. There's been changes internally at Hasbro, and that seems to reflect in, what the Transformers team and their interactions with us, like what's allowed now versus what it was before.
I don't know I think that would be I think that's an above Ben level.
Yeah,
decision.
I mean, it's one example, but like, if the brand manager says, I don't want you, having this level of discourse with the community, they can't.
I mean, so like at my company, like I don't know that we even have brand managers anymore, but their job was basically to wrangle the product side and the marketing side and the operation side, and that was basically their job. So I kind of they're kind of like a project manager for the brand is kind of the way that it worked at my company. Not saying it's the same, but like I don't know that it would be like if Brian was the brand manager, the VP or SVP, EVP or whatever of public relations or legal would be the ones telling me that I can or can't say whatever.
Oh, Brian, do you think it's because there's so much leaking and data mining going on that they're trying to get ahead of some of this stuff?
Not particularly. I just think it's the fact that the world is changing. So, but not directly because of the leaks, but the leaks are a symptom of just the changing world. But
yeah, I mean, I think a good example would be Mark's Instagram. Like I think a couple of years ago that they would have just said no.
Oh, absolutely.
I was
they would have
thinking the
said
same
no.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, those Mark, Evan, and Sam's Instagram accounts, like that is absolutely like sign number one of very, very different attitudes within Hasbro at whatever level requires it. But like, yeah, that absolutely would have been declined just 2 years ago.
So, and I will mention, don't forget, I was in legal hot water with Hasbro over something that they thought that I had leaked. Which I maybe in pre-show we're talking about how I said I hate insider information. I don't want people bringing products information to me before it's public. Other than like what JT Prime and that stuff, I love that stuff. But like when it comes to like insider info, I don't want it. I think part of that's informed because I got in legal hot water with Hasbro over something that happened years before that never saw the light of day. Now Hasbro, I don't think would care. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
there's definitely like a fresher perspective at Hasbro on how to interact with the public on this level than there has been at any point. Like the last Transformers team administration, as I generally refer to it for shorthand, like it was a completely different attitude back then than we have in the last year or two. I like it.
yeah. Blade said if John was still there, we'd be asking him to turn things upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my favorite memory.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the live stream tomorrow. We'll see how that goes, and my kid's gonna be homesick anyway, so I don't have to go to daycare, and so I'll have a chance to watch it without having to be in the car.
Nice.
Cool. Okay, so TFCon. So, Matt, are you gonna tell me what you got now, or are you gonna make me wait till the end of the show?
I'm going to make you wait until the end of the show.
Okay.
It wouldn't be proper otherwise.
It sounds like Artfire 2000. Like everybody on Twitter was talking about Artfire 2000's table. It's not the first time he's been there, but he did just move from Hawaii earlier this year, so he can now,
he's local to Chicago now.
he is.
And yeah, he was able to bring a lot more stuff.
And as I pointed out on Twitter, as everybody talked about his stuff, I am far too aware and informed of what his inventory is at any given time.
But if you're not, it's very nice to see it in person.
Yeah.
And stare at it in person and drool a little bit because God, he had some amazing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, what were the best things that you saw? Like anything?
Okay, so the first panel I went to was the one directly after the opening ceremonies, and it was Jim Sorensen and Rodden Friedman, basically covering what TFN did with the earliest draft found so far
with rails.
But, yeah, stuff like that. But if none of you have ever sat through Ron Friedman panel before, it was an experience.
Really? How so?
So Jim started setting up slides and just wanted to go through the process. But Ron is just a stream of consciousness. Like once he starts, he will talk for 10, 15 minutes, just completely uninterrupted, long stretches, but he'll come around to a point at the end. So the looks on Jim's face when was so priceless. Just every time he'd show a slide and Ron would go off. Super interesting, super interesting, everything he had to say. But the looks on Jim's face, like, oh my God, what do I do? Oh my God, how long is this panel going to run? It was so funny. That's
incredible because I can imagine myself on both sides of that problem. I would love to sit in the audience with that, but if I was organizing that, I would be in the same mindset as Jim, like just
Now, it did not matter how late we ran because that was the only thing that was planned for Friday. So about an hour and 10, 15 minutes in, Jim had made it through the first 7 slides and said, okay, that's the end of Act 1. And there was like an audible gasp from the audience.
And one of the best parts was I got there late because my flight was delayed, but I finally come in and they're talking about the script, and Ron Friedman's like, I don't even know how this thing got out there, and one of these letters that went out, and Jim Sorensen's like, it was sold in your estate. And he was like, I didn't even know I had an estate. He was just, he was hysterical. And then he was like, those aren't my notes, and about killing, who to kill, and there was little like written notes on there. But that was another thing that was interesting to me. Ron actually made it sound like it was his idea to kill Autobots or Decepticons in the movie, and he asked Hasbro, and they were like, yeah, go ahead. They were just kind of like, do whatever you want.
Is it Ron whose book is I Killed Optimus Prime? Is that who that?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm friends with him on Facebook for some reason. I must have friended
He's
him
a-
years ago.
He's a super interesting dude to talk to.
Yeah. And he was and one of the notes back was because they started killing off even new characters. Hasbro was like, wait a minute, you can kill these guys, which was basically all the old characters. And he was like, and they were like, leave the new ones alone. Like, don't kill them. Because I think there was one, it might have been a future script where like Blur got smashed in Unicron's chest.
Yeah.
And obviously that didn't happen because he was one of the newer characters, so they had to leave him alone. But yeah, at some point there was a directive like, wait, you can only kill the old guys, don't kill any of the new guys.
We did get like at least one bit of information that I don't even think they got at TFN, which was Bumblebee was supposed to die too. He was supposed to like throw himself on a mortar.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
But yeah, but
Who
it
was it? Who, Matt?
Bumblebee.
But it was between Jim and Ron, it was kind of like watching two different panels at the same time.
That's amazing.
And like it was, I had to go up to both of them afterwards. I was like, thank you. That was amazing. Because like everything that both of them were going through was super, super interesting. It just, the problem was they didn't get a lot of time together before the panel to go over what they were going to do. So, because it again on the first night. But
Man, I wish I was there. I haven't seen Jim in forever. I love Jim. I think he's great.
yeah, I got to hang out with him a little bit, like him in a group Friday night, and that was just a good.
Did you get to hang out with Aaron?
Oh, from Autopod Decepticon, Aaron Archer.
Yeah, Aaron
or-
Archer.
I did not,
That's always fun too.
but just for the rest of the weekend, like the dealer room was crazy Saturday because Peter Cullen brought out a crowd. Like it was like for people that were registered, like completely registered, it took like 2 hours to get through that line to get his autograph.
Jeez.
That
Like they
sucks.
were down in the bowels of the hotel, like below the lobby. But everybody that made it through said it was totally worth the experience. Like he's
Cool.
a wonderful person to meet. So
Yeah, things like that makes me happy that I could care less if I have somebody's autograph or if I meet them. I don't care.
yeah, but so since not everybody could do that because it was a ticketed event, all the Peter Cullen stuff was you had to register for that
And
separately.
you had to bring your own stuff because it's not like he was going to.
Yeah,
you
he
know,
didn't have anything to sign.
He
You
wasn't going to sign your
if
butt cheek or something.
but
That's a different ticket you gotta buy.
I think I
There
read a
was
fanfic about
sports
that.
bra that got signed, but it was not on the person.
it was not being worn. Yes,
It was not being worn.
But the dealer room was insane on Saturday. So Artfire 2000's table was not in the back of the dealer room. It was like a row in, but in that same corner was a guy selling his boxed Japanese collection, like just selling off his collection. And he had some pristine stuff. So that corner you could not get through.
What did he have?
Oh God, big powered
Oh,
stuff
okay.
stuff like that.
Big
You couldn't even get to his table to look at it, but he had a lot of stuff. But that was just a traffic jam in that corner.
So Autobot X.
I was stuck in that corner for almost an hour. I could not move. I could not get out of the dealer room.
So Autobot X just in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, shared a photo of see if I can show it. Like the line to see Peter. I mean, yeah, it definitely looks pretty huge. The thing is, I'm used to long lines at these conventions.
Well, yeah, Fun Pub era and all.
Fun paper, but even more of the recent TFCons had lines basically that long. But at Fun Pub, those were line conventions.
TFCon registration lines move fast though.
Yeah,
For the most part.
Well, the Fun Pub conventions, they had like church volunteers doing the stuff, so they did not move fast.
Yeah, but you'd think after a few years of doing that, the church volunteers would have, gotten better at it.
Yeah.
So Miguel's also saying, basically affirming Matt's account that it was impossible to move through the dealer room by 10 to 11 a.m. on Saturday for the amount of people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, we got to hang out with a lot of cool people over the weekend. We got to hang out with Miguel, Eric, the entirety of the Autopod Decepticast, everybody from Transmissions. God, who else was there? So many people.
So many people.
Jim Sorensen, Go Andy Robo, Sam's Forge,
God,
just like all sorts of awesome people.
I love going. So I don't, like I said, I don't care if I meet like celebrities, Peter Cohen, Frank Welker. I just not something that matters to me. I do love listening to hear them speak, like in panels and such.
Mm-hmm.
I do love meeting other fans, especially people that I interact with all the time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I wish that I wasn't such an introvert, because man, I'm going to go to the convention and I'm going to hang out with you, and I'm not going to say anything. That's my problem. Like Diecast, I love Diecast. My kids love Diecast. Diecast will come over here, and we'll have all these plans, and he'll sit down and he'll be looking at toys, and I'll be looking at toys, and like I just don't say anything. That's just how I am.
But yeah, we got to talk to Dan. Optrod was there. I finally got to meet Lauren in person from
Awesome.
our old Google Hangout. Turbo Blue Streak ran into him,
Miss those
just like
folks.
always.
Wow, nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah.
Boomer was there. I saw Boomer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know Boomer if I saw him. I may have run into him. I just don't know.
He pulled down his mask. Thankfully, he was wearing a mask, so he's like, "Hey, it's Boomer." And then once he pulled down the mask, I realized
I'd
it
love
was
to meet him. I would love to meet him in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
He is. God, I'm
the-
jealous of his collection too.
Yeah.
Jealous of his job. I miss radio so bad.
The other thing that happened that kind of broke the Transformer forums for a little bit, from what I understand, is the third party panel. And the third party panel, which I did not go to, I did not see, because this is all, from what I understand, the fantasy model, which is
Just Ultra
clearly
Magnus.
a Fans
Yes.
Toys Ultra Magnus, and they said it was a model kit. So we were thinking it didn't transform, and then the next day, I guess because of the discrepancy, Fans Toys released the renders of it in vehicle mode. So now I don't know if it's just another name they're using, because it's one of those characters where you probably don't want to upset Hasbro and Takara Tomy, especially because it's basically an Optimus that's wearing armor, so they can repaint it as Optimus Prime. Maybe do a couple remolds.
So
But
what's
yeah,
the controversy? I mean, I heard people
don't know if it's a model kit or not.
Okay, so I
yeah,
saw
the Fans Toys went by a different name. It's like Fantasy Model or something, and everybody
Fantasy
lost their
Model.
mind.
And someone said the person in the panel, from what I understand, said it was a model kit. So it kind of all got confusing.
But it does transform. It does transform.
I
It
mean,
does
at the
transform.
most basic level, every toy we have started life as a model kit.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
someone
that's
else
the
has
funny
assembled
thing.
it for us.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
funny thing I said. I was like, maybe this is way of Fans Toys just eliminating the assembly process.
Fans Toys-
We'll let them do it.
Fans Toys has so much die-cast metal in them still, right? That it's
Yeah.
weird. It would be a model kit if it had a lot of die-cast.
Yeah,
I've seen model kits with diecast metal in them. It's not impossible.
I mean, to Chris's point, I mean, it has to be assembled at some
Right.
point.
Yeah.
It's just a question of whether the average consumer can be expected to be able to assemble it correctly.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, if as long as honestly, they could save money by most likely by just packing the toy on sprues with really nice clippers and give you the appropriate screwdriver. It would probably cost less in the long run.
Yeah, as long as you engineer it where it doesn't need like pins or rivets run
Yeah.
through anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What else happened? What else did you see in the third party panel? Anything cool?
Neither of us actually went.
Oh. So
Yeah.
the third-party panel used to be like the big deal at TFCon, but it's like nobody cares anymore.
Well,
Well,
like I
mean,
know
the-
it's going to be up on the website.
Yeah.
Or, there's going to be photos of it everywhere in like 10 seconds.
And almost everything has been done at this point. Like in the past, at those, it's like, oh my god, they're finally doing Dino King, or oh my god, somebody's doing Deathsaurus. It's all been done. So, like, what's left?
Rescue Roy.
Rescue Roy.
Yeah, I
but-
don't know. I don't know what the attendance for the panel was actually like. Like, I didn't even go anywhere near the dealer room, so it may have been full. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, the third party space has just shrunk so much from 5 years ago.
mhm.
There's still a lot of volume of product, but there's so much fewer groups doing it, and they're pretty much doing their own, publicity machine all year long. Like, nobody holds
Yeah.
information back really for TFCon third party panel anymore like they used to.
What else? What else happened? Anything
Well,
else?
so Diecast's flight got delayed, so I got to check in for me and then check in for him too.
Oh, funny.
And he got the premium line, so I had to check in for myself upstairs with the weekend pass, and then go stand downstairs for an hour because the premium pass, like whenever you check in, you go straight into the exclusives room, and they let 2 people in at a time. Like they get their thing scanned, they get their wristband, and then they get to shop. And when those 2 people come out, 2 more people get to go in. So
Oh, yeah. Oh, let's see here. What about? So we talked about the route. We talked about the. I'm not going to go into that thing. I almost said something I shouldn't have.
no, we did get to hang out with a lot of cool people. Like Diecast and I and our friend Marcus got to hang out with Daryl, Jeremy, and Charles from the Transmissions, and we did like Saturday night. We just did room to room parties. Just
Cool.
bounce it all.
Hey, it sounds like a
all over the
convention.
hotel.
I don't think I've ever
It's
met
a good
Daryl.
time.
What about but the podcast panel, Diecast? I got to listen to that. There was only one at the end of the convention, right? They didn't have an opener.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. It's the samey thing that we do every con. So
Well, this is the samey thing we do every week. I mean, that's just podcasting.
yeah, it's not that exciting. We talk about the show. We
Yeah, that's the
ourselves.
value I see in the podcaster panel. It's a chance for fans to talk to other fans about the
Mhm.
convention itself.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of what it's settled into. Like my only thing with the podcast panel, it's always awkward because you have people who aren't used to talking to each other every single week, trying to have a podcast, and it just doesn't necessarily work out. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The couple times I've done it, I enjoyed it. I don't like being on other people's podcasts. So like when people ask, I just always figure a way out because I'm a control freak, and I don't like being in my environment and watching a podcast panel where you have people who don't do that show together each week. It just sort of exemplifies why.
It helps that we spent a whole lot of time with most of these guys this weekend.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
And then
But,
there was one other awesome thing that I want to talk about, but it kind of ties in with the first article in the news.
Okay,
so
let's jump to it. Let's jump to it. I think we're done. What's the new? What's the first article in the news, Diecast? Why don't you tell us?
A Robosen Optimus Prime smaller elite version. Now, Robosen was actually they had
they were there.
they
That's
had
cool.
they had a table out there, and those guys were awesome. I talked to them a couple times throughout the weekend, and this elite version is
20% smaller, right?
20% smaller. They refined it a little bit, so it's a little smaller, a little cheaper for them to produce. A little, parts count isn't as high. I think the servo count is still roughly the same.
It better be the same. That's the important part.
Yeah.
At the link we have in the show notes, is the product page, and there's a table that basically goes over all the specs like that. So it still has 43 command words. The max usage time on the Elite one is about half of the original one, so it has the lower
Smaller
battery capacity as you would expect. Servo motor quantity is the same. It weighs about only 2/3 what the original did. So the original was 99 ounces. This is 67. This has lighter weight servo motors in it. which probably also means that they're not quite as powerful, but they don't really need to have a ton of torque on them for most operations.
And they don't need to be as powerful because it's got less mass.
Yeah, that too. But like from what I'm seeing on this, all the like essential functional elements of it is the same as the big one. It's just smaller and priced about $50 less than the full size one started out at.
And then the first one, which I guess you could call that the collector's edition.
They're calling it flagship Optimus Prime.
Flagship or
yeah, collector's
flagship or
edition.
collector's edition. That is not going to be made anymore. So whatever is out there is
That's it.
that's it.
Yeah.
So that actually prompted me
To buy it.
to buy one. So that is one of the things I bought.
It's too big. I don't.
not
I
well.
mean,
Not
the
only
one they
that,
the one they had on display is super impressive though.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize it could do as much stuff as it did. I actually got to see it play air guitar for a while.
Yeah, but you bought the flagship. You bought the big one, right?
I
The
bought the
collector's
big
one.
one. I bought the flagship. When I actually bought it from TF Source, because I didn't have any room to take it on the airplane home. So it got here yesterday. It got here super quick. It shipped from PA. So I just happened to luck out that it shipped from the same state that I live in. And one of the other reasons I got it is they're coming out with a stand for it that has speakers. It has
That's cool.
a plug-in. It'll integrate with Alexa. There's a whole bunch more functionality it's going to have, and you can just display it on that stand, so that way you don't have to put it in truck mode and put it in a box, which is what you basically do now.
My-
So you're going to be able to display that, and the stand is awesome. And just having that Alexa integration, I think it's going to be even better.
It looks so
didn't-
it looks so nice, but in 20 years it's not going to work.
I didn't realize in
Well, you're not going to work in 20 years either, Brian.
In 20 years I'll be 63. I won't even be retired. I'll still be
Yeah.
buying Transformers, and it's going to be on my shelf, and it'll power on for about 30 seconds before it stops.
it's going to be awesome. It's so awesome. I just, it was one of those things I passed on, and I was like, I want the flagship. I want the collector's edition. They're going to be gone soon. It's going to have this awesome stand coming out that's going to add additional features onto it.
If
And
I
I
hadn't
didn't
bought
even know it works as a remote control car. Like I didn't even
Oh,
realize
yeah, it does.
that.
If I hadn't bought the T9 and was tired of it after about 20 minutes playing with it, I might have picked it up. But having bought the initial Robosen robot, I just can't.
I have no regrets finally picking it up. The only regret I have is that I thought Hasbro Pulse was sold out of them. And it's actually $50 cheaper on Hasbro Pulse's website than I paid on TF
Womp
Source.
womp.
That's fine though. It's $200 more if you bought directly from Robosen. So
Exactly. And it shipped fast, and I got it. And
If I had a
it's-
replaceable battery, I would be there. Maybe.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you might be able to
You
replace
could-
the battery.
I'm certain.
I mean,
I'm certain that I could take it apart and
Yeah.
replace the cells myself.
right.
But I don't want to do that. I don't want to change the water, pump in my car either. I can. I have. I don't want to.
I wouldn't want to in a modern car. Like, give me a car from the 80s. Yeah, I'll get under there and start taking it apart. But yeah, not anything modern.
Yeah.
I just think at least for me, it was the right time to pull the trigger, and I'm so happy I did, and I can't wait for that stand to come out.
You can't wait to get the elite one either to go with it so they can fight.
No. There is rumors they're doing more Transformers figures, so he may have someone to fight with soon.
I really hope
Damn
that this Elite one is just like the precursor to a Robosen Ultra Magnus with a motorized trailer that turns into moving power armor.
Oh God. Like, I'm trying to think what character would make me buy it. Maybe a Galvatron. Maybe probably not even that. I don't know what I don't know what would force me to do it.
I mean, I'll speak up on Don's behalf here. We need a Robosen hot rod that does the shoulder spin transformation correctly.
Would you consider that?
That would be nice. I would
Oh,
hate for it
God.
to be. I would hate for it to be
Oh.
that kind of price point. But I mean, that would work for the way the mechanisms are. That simple like spin would probably be one of the easiest things they could do.
Yeah.
I also would see like a G1 Bumblebee being on the table.
Yeah.
Because that's a transformation pattern that would work for something moving under its own balance and power.
And it's something a lot smaller that they could make.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd only be like $550 instead of $700.
Actually,
Yeah,
I don't know how
I'm-
much smaller they can make it and still have it work.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be able to have like the 40-something motors that an Optimus has, but
Yeah.
it would have a decent number and still be able to do a lot of things.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
I'm almost thinking that they're gonna do something to fight with Optimus Prime, like a Megatron, but they wouldn't be able to have it.
He'd have to be a tank.
Yeah, it would have to be a tank or something.
Which would be a more fun toy anyway.
yeah, especially with all the functionality that
With the
Robosen
remote
puts
control
in.
functionality, and if
Yep.
it had like a dart launcher or something for the main cannon, like you could have some fun with that thing in
Yeah,
Turbo.
I mean, you could also tie in, heck, if nothing else, for a Megatron tank, you could use Nerf darts, and you would get sales off your Nerf brand for refills.
Before we move off of this, I just like the one Robosen thing I would like to see exist. I don't necessarily want to own it, but one thing I'd like to see exist in this, play pattern system would be a Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Megazord, where
Sure.
you'd be able to have like the Tyrannosaurus walk in, the Saber-tooth tiger and Triceratops roll along, but more importantly, like when you combine them, it can stand up and transform from the tank mode into the Megazord mode by itself. Like it would there'd be logistics to work out with that still, but like that's the kind of expression of this I see like resonating with the right people.
Okay. So Diecast, we good?
Yeah.
Anything? Okay. So moving next item in the news. We have photos of Wave 6, stock photos of ReAction toys, including the Unicron prototype, and I've already ordered it.
It sold out before I could get to it.
Yeah, I did that on my morning break when Diecast posted that on Twitter. I went to BBTS and got it and the Quintesson, because that looked good next to my Unicron.
I want it so bad.
You can taste it.
Yeah.
It drives you mad to see it wasted.
Yep, exactly right. I hunger. Yeah, I need it, and I want it upscaled. I want somebody to take it, knock it off, and upscale it to about 24 inches. Please, I need it. The other stuff looks nice too, but I'm not buying it. I'm just buying this. I'll probably buy two.
Yeah. I still wish they would do a coffee table art book, because I mean that art on a lot of those cards.
They'd sell one for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, I would like to have all their, I'd like to see that. Yeah, go ahead.
Nobody's going to say anything.
No, I think he's telling you to just move on. He lost his steam.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
Don.
my Astro train of thought derailed.
I need caffeine too. I already had 2 energy drinks, and I hunger. I need more. Okay, so that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with that one. Let's see here. There is this Mark behind the scenes on Leo Prime. Oh, an interesting thing that they said in respect to why he's Leo Prime, and they don't call him Leo Convoy. Apparently, Convoy now in Japan is Japanese copyright and trademark is different than in the U.S. That seems to be copyrighted, trademarked by another company. So they use it sparingly or not at all, the Convoy name. So pretty much any time something like this comes into the U.S., it's going to be a Prime. And in Japan now, they're Primes. Except for maybe G1 is still Convoy sometimes. Sometimes it's not. So, or maybe it's not. Are there instances when it's not Convoy?
I mean, there can be, but a lot of times when it's the G1 character specifically, they will still try to go for Convoy on that.
Yeah, it may be grandfathered. I have no idea. Like they didn't know how it worked, and I certainly don't. But anytime something like this happens now, it's in the U.S. It's certainly Prime and not Convoy.
Mhm.
I think it makes more sense for, kids anyway to see. They're going to be like, Leo Convoy, what's that? But then they see Leo Prime and they're like, oh, that does look like Optimus Prime. I'll take it.
Yeah. So, but the photos look nice. I know some people don't care for it. I like it. I'm gonna get it. Let's see here. I didn't see this. Chris added this. Something I've. This is an official G1
You'll have to scroll down the page a little bit to get to that. but
poster
The Power Rangers one they have on there too is pretty cool.
by Mark Levy.
I think Mark Levy is
Levy.
the one who did the Power Rangers one.
Okay, Danny Schlitz does the Optimus Prime poster.
Yeah.
So is this like a fine art gallery that we're looking at? What is the?
I don't know if it's a fine art gallery, but it's nice art.
Let me show it.
It's more art gallery, which I believe is in the UK, but you can order it.
That Power Rangers
internationally.
poster is pretty sweet. I'm not a
Yeah,
Power
it
Rangers
is.
fan.
It is really nice.
The Optimus Prime poster is great too, but that
Yeah.
Power Rangers poster is choice. Cool. Okay. That's it for the news. Let's jump to what we got this week. Who wants to go first? Don just raised his hand.
Oh no, Brian! I don't have anything this week. One thing I want to bring up for news that they announced a reissue of Siege Jetfire,
Yeah, that's true.
and
That's not the first.
We knew that was coming through Hasbro Asia already, but this week is the first we had confirmation that U.S. retailers were also going to have access to supply that.
Yeah,
right, and I'm hoping maybe Hasbro Pulse will get some more Shatterglass Jetfires up.
Unlikely.
Yeah, it's just a lot of people. I have one, but I know a lot of people missed their chance on that. So I was hoping. I just wanted to bring that up in case anyone didn't know.
yeah. Don, no, that's a good point. That popped up and it completely escaped me because I already have it. I don't need it.
I believe there is a small list of reissued toys.
Skylinks, I believe, was on it.
Yeah, I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
Skyfire is probably the most notable one, since Siege was a few years ago now, and yellowing plastic is the thing.
Yeah.
Did I hear about another run of Black Zarek, or is my brain just making things up?
I don't remember Black Zarek being on the list, but it could be.
I
Okay.
cannot confirm.
It was
or deny.
nothing I didn't already have, or if it was something I didn't want. So
I don't feel like they need another run of Black Zarek since
they're still sitting there.
Yeah, it's readily available on Amazon right now. For instance, tfradio.net/Amazon.
Yeah, that's probably where I got it. That I saw that it was still available. And went, oh, that must be it. Yeah.
Hyper Shouted does bring up the most inexplicable one, which is the Ultra B Bumblebee combiner from Robots in Disguise 2015.
Yeah, that's right. That was there.
I guess it was popular.
I mean, just because the stuff is available being reissued doesn't necessarily mean it's meant for the US specifically. There could be other parts of the world where it makes more sense.
Exactly.
I can't think off of the top of my head what part of the world that would be, but I'm sure it's out there.
Cool. Okay. Okay.
I'll
so
go.
yeah, go ahead.
So Brian knows about this. The first thing I got was a shipping container
A shipping container.
Oh, nice.
because it was cheaper than a shed. And this I can put all my stuff from TFCon in. Since
I didn't.
I got a bunch.
When you sent me that text yesterday or today, I can't remember.
Tuesday.
Oh God, times yesterday. So
Fire in which we burn.
I meant to take it to Kim to show it off to her, but I didn't get to. I want her reaction on that. Yeah, I love it.
And then one of the things I got, Don got this a week or two ago. I got the Skyfire from New Age.
Yeah.
And he's even got diecast in him. So you gotta love this guy. I think he's great. He looks the part.
Did you get yours before the price weirdness happened, Diecast?
Well, I import, so I don't get Yeah.
Yeah, because the way I understand, apparently New Age was not happy with some of the retailers selling that as cheap as they were, and basically it was a $40 price jump across the board at most all the retailers carrying it. So it went from like I had it on order at Show Z for 89, and it was up to 119 or 129.
Well, at TFCon, all the sellers that had this were selling it for $170,
Ouch.
Wow.
which is like, yeah, I don't know if
because
they
they
paid extra to
can.
get
Yeah.
it there early or.
You don't
I mean,
go to
it's-
conventions to pay less for
Convention
things.
tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so weird because now you can get Siege Jetfire for about half of that.
That's not
or
Siege
more.
Jetfire though. People who collect.
I know.
I mean,
I know.
some people are completists about third-party stuff.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. I know. It's just the whole thing was weird that it was just like overnight. It was like everybody jumped the price on that, and even the cheapest places now are still around 139, if they're even in stock.
Cool.
Yeah.
What
And
else?
then today I got the Magic Square Optimus Prime
Is it-
2.0.
So what's different about it? Because it looks the same to me.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
a completely different mold. Yeah,
It
you
looks
gotta
the
look-
same to me.
It's not. It's all plastic, so it's very light. And I heard a lot of people complaining about it, but I gotta say, it's just an awesome Optimus Prime. It's really good. It's super posable. It even has the Matrix in the chest. I mean, it's good. Like
Is that
there's
It's like is the transformation
It
engineering different than
it
the
does.
first
I can
one?
tell
Oh,
a difference.
yeah.
I can tell a difference now looking from behind and such. Yeah.
yeah, it's totally different. It's totally new. The only thing I'm personally upset about is the smokestacks had this weird sprue mark on the front, which kind of messes up the look on both smokestacks. But other than that, like he's probably the best looking Optimus Prime that I have.
Quick question.
Yeah.
If it's on the front on both sides, is there any possibility that those are actually supposed to be on the other sides and it was misassembled?
I can't
Or would that
imagine.
put those- or would it put those
because they're
faces in the wrong-
hinged. They
Oh.
also hinge out.
Oh.
So
Ah,
they're-
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, just curious.
I was going to say
Yeah.
those parts shouldn't be handed. They should be. I would think that they would be the same. For each.
Because when they came out, Brian, that was one of the few third party you made an exception on was to get.
I bought
that,
it. I got one cheap from Diecast. Is the reason I got it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you got, yeah.
to me, it looks so much better
Yeah,
than
'cause-
that one.
Well, see, I got both of them. I got the transform element, and I got the new one because they both were a better looking alternative to MP44.
I had them both. I think MP44 looks a lot better.
But it's probably not more fun to handle now, is it?
It is not more fun to handle, and it costs a lot more.
Yeah.
But it looks better.
I liked Transform Element as my prime of choice. But as far as looks, this tops it.
Cool.
It's
I mean, that does look really good.
I like that it's flat plastic, so it looks like a toy.
Yeah. It also looks like a 3D animation model.
Yeah, it's nice looking.
yeah, and that was sold at the show. I think they were going for about 170. So same price as that, Legend scale Jetfire, Skyfire. So yeah, prices are weird sometimes. The other thing that keeps happening right now, probably to everyone, is every day I'm getting an email from Hasbro like, "Oh, your payment was successful. Your payment was successful."
Yeah.
So I got a ton of stuff coming. But today I got
Mhm.
Flame War. And I like her. I mean, I that's why I picked her up, is the paint is beautiful on it. I think that red axe looking figure, they're calling it Fire Glide. I think that's really cool to have a red axe with her. She's nice. Obviously didn't take her out of the box, but she's pretty cool.
I did.
You got it out of the you got her out of the box?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think most of their stuff is shipping from Georgia now. So you probably did you get it
Still
today or the
Georgia.
day
I
before?
got it today.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of stuff on the way. I had a couple
Okay,
other
so
things on the way
so
too.
Brian, since you handled it, that mold does not have the best reputation around. How does that feel compared to the other instances so far?
It's about the same. I was expecting it to be worse, and I
Mhm.
saw somebody online saying that the waist was an issue for them. The waist is actually a little too tight,
Hmm.
which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's going to break. So the joints and everything are pretty good.
That's good.
So and it
For
looks
as much as that
fantastic.
cost, I would hope that would be a better instance of the mold.
And it looks fantastic. What else, Diecast?
And then all the stuff I got at TFCon, which I don't have to show off for the camera, but
You got
they
Henkei
had-
Megatron. I saw.
Yeah, I got two
Oh, nice.
versions of that. One in the box and one out of the box, which was my last show purchase. That was basically all silver and black. So that I got to display it in gun mode in my, pile of stuff on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And we also got the Rainmaker Seekers. Well, there was the Sunstorm that I didn't
From
like the
Make
colors,
Toys, right?
Yeah, in the
Oh
promo,
yeah.
in the promo photos, but in person it looked a lot better. And I was like, that's got to be my Sunstorm, because I don't think I have a Masterpiece Sunstorm unless Hasbro released one at one time.
Hasbro
They did.
They did. It was very yellow.
Yeah,
With a
so,
gold head for some reason.
Yeah, so I have that somewhere. But
I don't have it. I don't have assets for them either.
Yeah, because
I got
I
all
was
three
tempted by that.
Seekers.
I was tempted by that, but I kind of wanted that weird, the Ion Storm.
Maybe I do
It was
have
that-
assets for them.
It was that weird, light purple lavender, similar to what Brian's shirt is. I really wanted that, but it's like I do not want to fall down the secret rabbit hole again.
That's the one of the ones I picked up
Yeah.
while I was there, because they had that one. They had that one, the blue one. The only one they didn't have is the green one, which I'm assuming is like an acid storm. There was only 300 of them. I was talking to Kurt from TF Source, and he said there was only 300 of those, because I was trying to get him like, hey, do you want to sell that display at the end of the day? And he's like, nah, that's the only one we have. But he said, hopefully they'll do a reissue of that one. Because I said, yeah, I didn't buy that one because I didn't even know if Make Toys was going to continue making the jets. So I didn't want to go in and then, be missing a couple.
Hmm.
So I also bought that Delta Magnus just because Get Right Robot, Jason at Get Right Robot did the, design for that and just did a phenomenal job. And he's a friend. So that's why I originally wasn't going to get it, but then I saw it in the display and talking to him, and I was like,
So
just gonna
real
do
quick,
it.
in the YouTube chat, Lord Megatron said, "Thank you, Diecast, for being awesome at TFCon. Made the first TFCon experience worthwhile."
Oh, nice. Yeah, there was a bunch of people that came up to me. Thank you guys. It was nice seeing everyone, even if it was only for a couple minutes, because, I first saw a couple people like first thing in the morning, and I was like, I gotta see what's here. I gotta keep going around. Like, I didn't want to stop and talk. But I appreciate everyone saying hi and, saying that they like the show.
Did
But
Matt? Did people
saying how
stop?
much they love Don.
Yeah, I bet they did. People do tell us how much they love Don.
Yeah.
Matt, how many people stopped and tried to chide you for how we treat Don?
Nobody this time.
This
which
time.
is the first TFCon in a while. I that was nice.
They must not have been paying attention lately.
Yeah. Usually there's like a firm like rebuke. You guys need to treat Don better. Yes, we do. need to treat Don
Literally
better.
sitting at the bar in Baltimore, somebody just walks up to me cold and goes, "You guys need to be nicer to Don." I was like, I will pass that along. You're not wrong. I'll pass it along.
Yeah, I also have gotten those requests, but not this time. So I guess we're being better to Don.
I think so. I haven't gotten that in a while.
Yeah, it was just what else did I get? I got those G2 Dinobots from Grimlockimus because that G2 swoop was the one that got me. And I
Got
was
the
like,
Power of the Primes molds.
yeah, it was the Power of the Primes molds. But just the coloring on that thing was beautiful. And I had to get it. And trying to think, I got the Steel Jaw, the 1-to-1 cassette that MMC does. That is amazing.
When you say 1-to-1 cassette, is it like cassette size, like the Ocular Max Jaguar?
Yeah, the Ocular Max Jaguar. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So it's Steel Jaw instead of Jaguar. Really cool. The box actually is Blaster's chest.
Matt's pointing
and
at
it kind of
Galactus.
folds down. Yeah, Galactus is beautiful. I didn't open mine yet, but
When did that Nova come out? Or was that included with the...
That was included with Galactus.
Okay, I'm like, I don't remember that. Okay, that's why I don't remember it.
yeah, that's pretty much everything. I mean, if you go to my Twitter at Diecast,
I've retweeted it from like my account and the TF Radio account.
Oh, so it's on the TF Radio account also.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to see what I got.
Actually, I
at
think you
TFCon.
you beat me to it. Yeah. So yeah, it's there.
But yeah, that's it.
Cool. Who wants to go next? Matt, you got Unicron. You got Galactus. I mean,
So,
Yeah,
okay,
same thing.
so yes, I got the HasLab Doctor Doom head
that's a
And
big
Galactus.
head.
and the Galactus that comes with it.
What's the point of the head?
It's like out of a one-shot comic thing.
Did Doctor Doom become Galactus?
He siphoned off the powers of Galactus.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's what the head is about.
Okay.
I personally think that every project should have an unlockable Doom head tier, but it is amazing. So Galactus is freaking outstanding. Like, it is absolutely gorgeous to look at. And he comes with 3 of his heralds. He comes with Morg, Nova, and Silver Surfer. So Silver Surfer and Nova both have the
It came with a Silver
flight
Surfer.
stands. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they both have kind of flight stands, which you can kind of see there where they,
So Silver Surfer's connected to Galactus somehow.
and so is Nova.
I'm shutting up. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'll shut up.
Yeah. So the Silver Surfer flight stand fits over the hand much better than the fire stand for Nova does. Like, it's just kind of balanced there more than anything.
My favorite New
Like-
Gods characters.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going to shut up. I apologize. I'm being a dick.
I don't know who Morg is, but I figured they would include like Terex or something.
Well, we
Didn't
already
they-
have a Terex. He was a Build-A-Figure, and it's getting re-released with a figure of Galactus's very first Herald, the Fallen one.
Is there an Ultimate Nullifier?
No. There's not.
Brian,
There's a couple different face plates and a Doctor Doom head and
That's
3
pretty
heralds.
sweet.
Yeah, the ultimate nullifier.
Or-
The ultimate nullifier is called Gravity when it falls off the shelf.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Ugh.
apparently, with this thing, they learned from the Sentinel, and this thing has ratchets everywhere, and they
Awesome.
are solid. Like
It's
he ain't gonna
beautiful
fall.
too,
He ain't
man.
going anywhere. And for those with the benefit of camera for a size comparison, scale comparison,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's a good 2/3. He's a good.
He
Almost half
is
again.
chest
The-
and head above the arc.
Yeah,
the arc comes up to the bottom of his breastplate.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Matt, did you get a smaller arc? It doesn't look that big in that picture.
Well, it's because it's behind me.
The arc is a smaller Titan.
That's actually the titanium arc that he has there for.
Oh yeah, true.
Fine.
But this is when you're like,
Here you go. There's Black's Eric.
that was $400,
Dang.
and they want $350 for the
The Hell
Uh,
Charger.
the Hell Charger. Like,
I heard this morning it picked up a whole 2 backers overnight.
It's at 48.73 right now. I did back it. Yeah, there's no risk of me losing that money.
so you were
Yeah.
one of the 2 people that backed it.
No,
Probably.
no. It netted 2 people gross. It was like there's probably a bunch of people that backed it and a bunch of people that didn't.
But again, Diecast, look at how much electronics and wiring is in that Galactus doesn't have.
Galactus has electronics.
Galactus
His
has
eyes
elec-
light up. His chest
Oh,
lights up.
oh,
Very-
wow.
yeah, it's
I have
very-
not put batteries in it. I probably
I
never
did.
will.
I did
Photos
not
are on
know
Twitter.
that.
It looks great.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
know that. Sorry, I thought it was just all light piping and stuff.
That would be substantial light piping.
I mean, the Doom
Yeah.
head doesn't have any electronics in it. If that
No, the
makes you
Doom
feel
head does
better.
not. That's some crap right there. You know, Doom deserves better.
But his eyes look amazing. Like the up close look on Doom's eyes, they're perfect. Yeah, they're really nice. Square pupils and all. It's amazing.
So moving on from Galactus, I got Bomb Burst today. And he is a fun little toy. There's not really much to him. You just like turn him around at the waist, fold his legs over, and fold out the jet cockpit. The arms do not plug in anywhere, which is kind of disappointing, but I mean he's fine for a core class.
Yeah, it's just as good as some of these core class figures are with the transformations at the smaller level. Not having just pins to plug in his arms is just kind of like,
Yeah, they just kind of hang out as. Now I wish like they would have done Bomb Burst and Skull Grand and us like a Submarauder all at the same
Yeah.
size class because they're a trio. But I mean, for a core class, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I want my Master Force trio all to match and be good toys.
Yeah.
I said they should all been deluxes, but
No, core class, not deluxe. It's core class. We saw what happened with deluxe Skullgrin. That's not good. We need something better when that means it needs to be smaller. So at least if it's just the same, it's smaller and doesn't feel as bad for being a deluxe.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have strong opinions.
What else?
All right, moving on to my TFCon haul. I only got 3 things. So I got Nucleon Quest Super Convoy.
Nice. You got that from Miguel, right?
Nice.
Yes, I got it from that little prick Miguel who caught me coming out of the panel
You got a good
room.
price?
Yeah, not bad.
That's not the surprise though, because I knew you had it.
No,
And
yeah,
I also
no,
have it, so it's not something
like
I don't have.
there was a cheaper one on the floor, but it had repro labels, and
yeah.
I'd rather pay the extra little bit of extra money for it.
But you got something that I don't have, and I'm going to be intensely jealous.
He'll get to that.
Yes, I'm going to show you that one last.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about Super Convoy a little bit more since you interrupted me. Drag it out a little bit longer. So it does have a little bit of chrome wear on the bumper, which is not a big deal.
Yeah, who cares?
It has a couple little specks on the faceplate too, but other than that, like all the guns and the Power Master and everything are still sealed in the package.
Oh wow.
The stickers are
nice.
unapplied. I think there's one loose.
It's
but
so pretty.
It is so
Gorgeous.
It's a great subversion of the Black Optimus Prime trope.
Mhm.
pretty. Mhm. And the best thing I bought is everything I bought is opened, so I can take it out and play with it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Nice.
Then I got Super Link Shockwave.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay.
All right.
So now I have all the decos of that. So my fleet is complete.
Fleet is complete. I love that
And-
version.
The last thing I got, I've been taunting Kilby since Saturday. I told
I
him I
can't
bought
wait.
something Japanese, something from Artfire's table, something that he doesn't have. And I got a Micromaster 6 combiner. I got 6 liner.
Nice.
Oh
Neato.
wow.
I got the reissue, but I don't have
Yeah.
the vintage.
That is
Yeah.
a nice box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got some box damage and stuff here. Like there's some tape, and it's got like foxing around all the edges and everything. I'm fine with that because I got it for a pretty darn good price too. And
I think he was selling it for $300 ish. Nice. Well, I mean, on his website,
less.
on the
Yeah.
site, I'm pretty sure it's about 300. So that and
He had-
Landcross run for about the same. On
He did not have Landcross there, or he sold it. I didn't see it at either rate, but he had this and 6 turbo and 6 builder, and they were a little bit more expensive than this, but still not like they were around $300. I got this one cheaper, but like the colors on all these things are good. There's not really any yellowing
It's
here.
gorgeous. I'm jealous.
He's complete, and yeah, I never thought I would have anything from Return of Convoy for a decent price. So yeah, I'm super happy with this one.
Yeah, that's
And
really good.
One of them is named Joe and one of them is named Alan, and that is just wonderful.
Oh, they will fit right into the headmaster's dub. It's perfect.
Yes. And that's my TFCon.
That's awesome. That is really awesome.
Yes, you can pose them with Metroplex, so Joe and Alan are hanging out with Philip. It's perfect.
Well, get Fortress Maximus out, and Spaceship Bruce will be there too.
Yeah, that's true. You said
Yes,
you didn't think you could.
Nice.
You said you didn't think you could get anything for a decent price from Return of Convoy. Star Convoy is available at a pretty decent price.
Albeit the reissue.
No.
Actually,
You can get the
no.
vintage for about the same price as the reissue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had one.
So he had an unused one. I think it was 500. He had a decently boxed one for maybe less than 2, but he has. I doubt he had it at his table, but he has a store display, Star Convoy, for $1,700.
Oh wow.
That is gorgeous, and it's gorgeous. I don't need it. It doesn't necessarily fit my collection because it's not a retail. I mean, it's literally a retail piece because it's a retail display. But I've got Star Convoy.
Yeah.
But Star Convoy, if I was going to buy, that's a great place to go. But like, I would get Star Convoy, get one at a good price, and I love it. I'm jealous.
All right, Matt. Next stop is Operation Combination.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have anything. I was looking. Believe me, I was looking.
I was honestly half expecting you to pull out a Battle Gaia.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't expecting Battle Gaia. I was expecting Lio Kaiser.
Oh.
Lio Kaiser, because
I thought you had a Lio Kaiser.
I don't have a Lio Kaiser.
Hmm.
I don't. Not yet.
Well, now it's a race.
Yeah.
Yes,
Better buy one on the show,
filing
Brian.
that away for future use. We're Orlando next year, Brian. Start planning.
Start saving. Cool.
It's out of Hilton. That's the good thing.
Who's next?
Rob?
Unfortunately, UPS is running late as is typical, so I did not get anything this week.
And the first thing that will come for me will be tomorrow, conveniently enough. So,
Okay.
Brian, I guess it's you.
Okay, 2 things. 4 things. I mentioned 2 of them already. Couple or shipments from Mandarake, and I'll have 2 more shipments from Mandarake.
Wait.
next week.
Just before that, though, Wheeljack 64S, does Brian have Rescue Force?
No.
Okay.
I do not. So, wish I did.
No, see that's my perfect wish for a future HasLab is I want Leo Kaiser, and I want the stretch goals to be Rescue Force.
I like that.
So I have 2 things from Mandarake. Oh wait, no, I've got Rescue Force. What the hell am I thinking? Yes, of course I got Rescue Force. I've got I thought you were.
Yeah, you have some of them carded.
I've got them. I've got 2 sets of Rescue Force. I was thinking Guard City. Because my yeah, I was thinking like of course I've got a carded set and a loose set. So
Guard City and Battle Guy are so expensive.
yeah.
I know it's Matt. You and I have talked about this all the time about just staring at them all day. We were there.
Yeah. But neither of them are okay. So I've got a boxed D65 blast off from the Cybertron. So
Neat.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah. It's the box is okay. I mean, the box is fine. It's got nice shelf appeal. The robot points are cut. Toy, I opened it up. It looks great. The reason I bought it was the yen to dollar conversion is great right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It's the best I've seen it in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And God bless. This is one that Mandarake shipped in an envelope. The next thing.
Oh no, I saw this on Twitter.
There is some damage, but not tremendous amount. It's not as old a piece, but it's a rarer piece. It is the 2007 Toys R Us promotional World's Smallest Bumblebee. So they had each retail location in Japan had like 30 of these to give away to people who spent 5,000 yen or more on Transformers toys in 2007. And they got slightly crushed in the envelope. It's not that bad.
Oh god.
Yeah, so honestly, when I saw it pop up on Mandarake, I was like, is that, for a second I thought it was the second issue of Bumblebee on the card from G1, from Super Robot Lifeform whatever. And I'm like, holy crap, that price is ridiculous. So I bought it just because of the yen, the conversion rate's so good. And when I got it, I'm like, oh wait, this is the world's smallest toy, and I didn't understand. I remember. I knew that there was a promotion. I just didn't. It didn't immediately come to mind. So I had to do some research. I'm like, oh yeah, this came out in 2007, and 30 per location. So I can't imagine there's a ton of these. So I'm actually happier with this than if it was a carded release of Bumblebee. But yeah, it got crushed very slightly. That's what I got this week. Next week, I'm excited about something because it's going to complete a set. It's not. It's going to complete.
Set?
It's not going to complete. It's not going to be the Happy Meal stuff, but it's going to complete. Okay. It is going to. Well, I mean, I will say this: other than a lucky draw, it will complete a set. Yeah. So, one thing, and then I honestly forgot what the other. Oh, it's something. It's something. Chris, I may have this, but we'll find out. I got a great price on it. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, tfradio.net/Amazon. Go buy something. It'll help us out, and it'll cost you nothing more.
They have Black Zarek.
Yeah. TF Radio
for lower than normal Titan MSRP at the moment, actually.
Yeah.
Like 160 something, I think.
I thought we had.
If they made like a ton of Black Zarek's, or if it's just not selling that well.
We got to make a certain amount.
I think it's kind of low demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, do that. Also, our patrons at the Touch tier, of course, patreon.com/TFRadio. We thank our patrons at the Touch tier each week, and you can be on History on the Fives. It's awesome. Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, The Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Jake Klein Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Boomer, Spider Bob, Tyrell Gwynn, Rick Mahurin, Blake Reynolds, Jason Tate, Eric Griffin, Angel Investortron, Sean I. Williamson, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You can find us at tfradio.net. Everything is there. Links, all that stuff. At TFRadio on Twitter. Like I said, I changed the name to RSC hashtag Elf on a Shelf Warmer because we want to bring as much attention to that as possible. So, and I'm actually pretty excited about my Elf on a Shelf Warmer pile so far. The stuff that I'm collecting. I'm going to take a photo of it this weekend, and post it and tag it Elf on a Shelf Warmer. But I'm going to have basically two piles. I think I commingled everything in the past. I'm going to do two. I'm going to do my personal, and then like if people donate, I would rather you donate locally. I would rather you go buy something, where I don't care where you get it, but drop it off locally to help someone in your local community. But if you can't, tfradio.net/elf. There's an Amazon wish list, which we draw 0 referrals from. You can buy something, it'll come to me, and I'll donate it. But I would much rather you do this locally. I'm personally on Twitter at bkilby, on Instagram at Brian Kilby, and at briankilby.com. Posted a few episodes of Happy Daily over the last couple days, recorded some videos. You can access the stuff there. You'll have to get the videos on Twitter or Facebook, but the podcast is at briankilby.com. Working on my Christmas album. We'll have that posted hopefully in about a month. Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me on Twitter at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. And you can also see any of my reviews at youtube.com/RFC Reviews.
Cool. Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4 EVR, and I also about went into my honeymoon wish list, which
You don't need anymore.
which I don't need anymore. So yeah, it's just back on Twitter.
I heard Hank. Ness in our Discord said, Speedia your shelf warmers to a drop-off location.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's about right.
Chris.
You can find me in our Discord, which we've started expanding with some new sub channels.
I added some channels. I didn't run it by Chris.
It's fine. I mean, we kind of needed some extra channels, but it's just like, okay, how do we subdivide this in a way that makes sense? And the thing to do, as it turns out, was to just leave it alone until you came along and did something that made no sense, and we're just going to go with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have a specific channel for talking about Star Trek now, although I've kind of semi-officially said that's just going to be where we're talking about stuff we're watching.
Yeah.
Like that's just the general watching stuff channel. We have the new Soundwave channel, which is for video games, and we have Get the Skinny for talking about food.
Mm-hmm.
And the It's a Don Deal podcast channel has now become the It's a Don Deal Buy Sell Trade channel.
Yes.
But if you've popped into the Discord before, wanted to talk about something particular, not necessarily Transformers, couldn't figure out if it was appropriate to do so, well, I will tell you it is, and there are now more channels to do that if you want to do so without risking detracting from any like Transformers conversation or anything else going on.
Yeah, and I'll say this: our Discord is as active as any Discord I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually really impressed by that. We have a great Discord. So you can, you should come and join it. Don't ruin it, but come and join it.
Well, as one of the caretakers of the Discord, I can assure you, I will not allow you to ruin it. So if you come with bad intentions, you won't be staying long.
Yes.
As for me personally, you can find my toy photography and related works at playwithphotography.com. I have a Patreon that kind of supports the things I'm doing and trying to get done at patreon.com/playwithphotos. Or I have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/chrislist, and either of those things help me out a lot if you are in the position and so inclined to do so.
Yeah, cool. Rob.
Okay, well, like you said, I'm on History on the Fives whenever that gets posted. I've been having a good time. I'm not. That's more in line with my having to flake on it at any given time than hurry up and post, Brian.
No, it's not.
By that.
I need to catch up on posting.
I mean, por qué no los dos?
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, History on the Fives happens when it happens, but it's a good time.
It is a good time.
Yeah. So we had like an hour pre-show conversation this week that I didn't record. I may have to start recording that because some of that was pretty good.
Oh, cool.
As a longtime podcaster myself, yes, record absolutely everything and just be discreet in what you actually release, but always have the material available if there's something you can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense to me. But yeah, besides that, you can find me on Twitter at Rob Flails, which is the Twitter for Flail Throughs, my YouTube channel. I got to do something special this week. I got to get a special preview of this week's 4-star mobile suit being added to Gundam Battle Operation 2. So you can see a rundown of the Sinanju Stein and its various special abilities on my channel now. That has racked up like at least 8,500 views in one day.
Nice. Awesome.
So yeah, so I'm really happy with how that came out, and many thanks to Bandai Namco Entertainment for letting me do that. And there will be an update video as usual at the tomorrow, though it's not going to have a lot of surprises because we know this week's mobile suits, the Sinanju Stein, and the Halloween giveaway is the Zeta Zaku. So not a lot of surprises, but whatever we see we'll talk about. But youtube.com/flailthroughs if Gundam gaming is your thing, especially GBO2. And if you like what I'm doing over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs is where you can request specific rounds in the game with a given mobile suit and weapon combination and color. And tfradio.net/claylist is my Amazon wish list, which I probably need to update at some point.
Yeah, I've started slowly trying to update mine since we're getting to the holiday season and it's almost begging time.
Yeah. But I do want to say also, just because it's nice to actually be able to do this year. I just ordered a couple more entry grade Gundam models for my Elf on the Shelf warmer pile.
Awesome.
So, yeah, so I'm trying to build up a decent stack of those of different Gundams and what I can get my hands on to, because I think those are going to be fantastic because they require no special skills, no cutters, no tools, no paint. You can just put them together right out of the box and get a little action figure. So I'm hoping that there are kids out there that will be excited about those as I am, so I'm going to spread them around if I can.
Nice.
Awesome. Cool. Anything else? Did I get everybody?
I think that's everybody.
Sweet. Okay. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, all.
Okay.
Recording stopped.
I'm gonna have to jump. So people watching live, I'm gonna kill the stream. We'll see you next week. I've got to go somewhere before they close. So bye YouTube.